Okay, this is game four of the Eucalyptus Bowl. Myself against Lewis's Skaven with his large mouse thing there with the cheese. We're going to turn that off just now, although it looks quite snazzy. It does make things a little bit hard to see. So let's turn those off. Very, very impressed when people make them and have the put the time in. It's great. So he's got a fairly standard Skaven team. We've got the Rat Ogre with Guard. He's got Frenzy Storm Vermin, which I thoroughly applaud. I love Frenzy, and then Guard, and then a couple of Block and a Wrestle Gutter Runner, and then Leader and Wrestle on Skaven on some Thrower and Line Rats. So yeah, he's gone for quite a few skills because you can buy as many skills as you like, basically. I've got my standard vampire team. Pitch invasion, but it's just sort of again sort of minor pitch invasion, so it just meant the game was delayed in its starting basically by a little bit. His Rat Ogre did the job. It actually lonered straight away, I think, and succeeded it. So yeah, so got both down, double both down with the Skaven, and then re-rolled it. And was successful. Has passed 7 loner rerolls supposedly this tournament, which is all good fun. So I decided to take out the Rat Ogre. Why not? Because I get a couple of assists. I got a block vampire, and I wasn't going to be doing anything else. So I went for the punch there, and that forces obviously the blitz, which he did, and didn't take out a thing. But means I can have another go at the Rat Ogre, and actually I managed to MNG it, which is fantastic. Used the apothecary, failed. And yeah, so good start. Apothecary gone and Rat Ogre gone. So then I'm just sort of getting the way to see what happens. Another player leaving the pitch. My player not leaving the pitch, even the Bloodlust, which is good news. So he's down a few players, so he decides to run backwards, which is a reasonable tactic. He's got a thrower on the ball, so basically he runs backwards. I can't threaten the ball very easily without sort of committing some players to it. And if I commit players, it means I have fewer defenders. So reasonable tactic there. So he went back and then just put a couple of scoring threats in. Obviously I can only take out one of them. So I just mark the other and put one against the sidelines and get hit with the Bloodlust there. And then he goes for the throw straight away. So that was a 4-up, 3-up. So 4-up with a reroll, obviously, and then 3-up using a team reroll if needed. And he succeeds. So sometimes all you can do is force rolls like that. So that was a 75%, followed by a 89%. But these things go wrong sometimes. But both of those succeeded without the reroll. And then he was able to get the gutter runner over as well, which made the dodge. I should have, with hindsight, put one there and one there with the with these two players, because it would have made it harder to escape, but I didn't. And then my turn's not great. Loads of Bloodlust fails. So that was 1-2 Bloodlust fails, none of which I reroll because I was saving the reroll for the hit on the gutter runner later. So yeah, all a bit rubbish from the vampires there. And then bring the thrall over because I'm trying to suck this one to gaze this one as well to avoid the dodge basically, but fails there. So makes the dodge. Luckily, gives 2 dice, but pushback. And it's early in the turn, and I'm hoping he's going to score next turn. So I'm going to save my rerolls for my drive, basically. So yeah, he does what you'd expect him to do is to maybe. Don't know, yeah, with the wrestle, 2 dice with the wrestle is reasonable. Bring in the extra assist, and then just 2 dice with the ball carrier with block. Takes the thrall out and then scores the touchdown. Question is whether a stall would have been sensible at that stage. What do we have? We had a vampire and a thrall lurking, blodger on the ball. Yeah, maybe a stall would have been a viable option at that stage, but went for the score. Give me 4 turns to score back. So immediately get rid of another rat, which is good. And it's looking fairly good at this stage. I get the ball and bring it up a bit. Basically, I'm trying to make it 1-1 at the half. So there's no spectacular rush, so I can just move forward, use the reroll on the go for it, so no more rerolls, and meant I had to bloodlust there. But then got a couple of extra bonus stuns at the end of the turn, which is cool. He goes for the attack with the Wrestle Gutter Runner, looking for the 2 dice. It would have been 3 dice uphill actually. So the dodging failed there, loads of stuns, and I'm able to run it in fairly straightforwardly at this stage. And I get a cheeky foul on the Gutter Runner as well, which doesn't do anything, but I don't get sent off, so that's good news. And then I'm able to run it in for the touchdown. Now on this one, what do we have? This was was it a high kick? No, it wasn't a high kick. Yep, so I get to duff his players up a bit, but the ball is loose because I used the reroll early on a double skull, and then I went for this one, which was a double both down, which would have been good to get rid of his leader guy, but wasn't to be. It did mean that the ball is on the floor, which is not ideal against Skaven at the best of times. Manages to take out that player with the blitz, and then the Gutter Runner comes in. 8, 9 with the use the leader on there, go for it, and then go for it again, and manages to pick up the ball in 2 tackle zones on a 4+. So he has the ball now, which is a bit of a blow. So I have to do something about that. So I've got 2 dice to start with. This is a guard player, so he doesn't have 2 dice anymore. So I bring in the extra player and then get 3 dice with the vampire. I'm not worried about the bloodlust. I'm just going to eat one of these guys. That'll be fine. Ball bounces to his player and then away, so it's in there now. So I just get rid of that guarder away from the ball, and then I bring in the vampire to try and get rid of the extra tackle zone, but the gaze doesn't work. So I have to pick up on a 3+, which I fail, but use a reroll on that one, and then succeed on there, and then bring the player back. And then at this point, he decides to double POW the ball carrier, who has dodge, and he has wrestle, so it wasn't ridiculous, but double POW was not tremendously helpful. Goes down, and the ball bounces back into the cage, which is cool. 1 dice POWs the ball carrier. Sorry, 1 dice POWs onto the ball, which then bounces to another one to my player. He hasn't used the blitz yet, so he can dodge out and then use the reroll on the dodge. So he's got 2 dice on the ball carrier, and then double POWs, and then so that's 5 POWs from 5 dice. The ball is completely loose, which he can then scoop up and run away with. But he makes an error at this stage in that he decides to run to there, and then goes for it again. You can just see it at the bottom of the thing, where he goes for it and rolls a 1 and then stuns himself. Just a bit of a blow. So it was all looking pretty rubbish for us for a moment. So what I should have blitzed this Gutter Runner really. Didn't think of that. But yeah, got the ball, so that's okay. Thrall on the ball, and then he immediately snake eyes with the dodge out, and I should be able to make the thing fairly safe. Gutter Runner dies, which is a bonus, and then I'm able to make a decent cage. All the players managed to get hit, so brings in the Gutter Runner there to cancel out some assists. And then brings the other Gutter Runner around, dodges in on a 5 with a go for it as well. Still got the 1 reroll, and then gets a both down and POW. Thrall is on the ball. Obviously, I did have the option of putting a vampire on the ball, but that wouldn't have helped with this anyway. So unless it was a block vampire, but I'd probably put the dodge vampire on the ball. So the ball, and then the ball bounces out to there. Now, if you had another Gutter Runner, that would be bad, but it was fine as it turned out. And round comes the other rat who fails the dodge. So let's see if I can secure the ball again. 3 dice on there, another 3 dice, still not down. 3 dice on him, gets him down. 3 dice on them, so that's 9 dice on this Gutter Runner, still not down. Another 3 dice, 12 dice. 12 dice, no powers on that Gutter Runner, so he's leading a charmed life. And then Vampire on the ball. It's good. So still looking fairly cheerful. Dodge is out there, so he dodged out, and then he's coming in for the half dice on the block Gutter Runner. So again, dodge Gutter Runner, dodge Vampire might have been better. So he skull pows and then both down pows. So actually, dodge or block wouldn't have made any difference. So he so choose the both down because it's obviously better than a pow, and he wrestles me to the floor, and the ball bounces into space. Marvelous. Gutter runner runs away, so he's running down to safety. No rerolls at this stage. Dodges out. So we're looking for a 3-up pickup. Makes it. Dodges out. And then a 3-up throw and a 2-up catch. All of which succeeds. I may have jumped up and down in anger at this point. But yeah, good fun. So then I do a few bits and bobs just leading up to the 3 dice hit with the vampire. Here it comes. So I get a... So I got a skull, pow, push, and pushback, none of which is any good because he has dodge. And then I get pushback both down skull, which isn't great. I've got dodge, but he's got wrestle, so you had to think about whether to use it or not. Did use it so that keep the gutter runner alive, and the bounce was quite nice for him. To my guy would have been brilliant. To over here would have been even better. Nothing I could do to stop him now dodging out, picking up the ball on a 3+ with no reroll, and then dodging out again and scoring. Which he then does, 2-1 up for him, leaving me 2 turns to score back. For some reason I thought I had 3 turns to score back. I think I thought that because he'd scored it was his drive, but no. So I managed to stun his line, but I didn't play this very well in that I didn't get these players far enough forward. I should have blitzed this gutter runner and made my cage slightly further forward. As it was, I needed to... So I failed the bloodlust here. I needed to basically get this vampire as far forward as I could. And then had to feed on the thrall there. But that meant obviously he could just bring in the 2 assists and then attack me with 1 dice. And luckily for me, that was a skull. So then I cancel some assists. Ideally I'd have powered that gutter runner down, but wasn't to be. Bring in the thrall for the extra help, and then made it for the 2-all. And his 1 turner wasn't around because partly because his rat ogre didn't come back because he was dead, obviously. So yeah, it was a good fun game. Game 4. 2 more to go today, which obviously I'll be recording.